Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for Miss Joanna. Minor technical difficulty, but she saved us just fine. All right, ladies and gentlemen, sanctioned by the NJCAA and brought to you on the live stream by FGC TV, it's game time. Introducing first the starting lineup for our visiting team. Number 2, Nicholas Burton. Number 11, Brian Hill. Number 20, Braylon Jones. 21, Cameron Woodbury. And 30, Mark Sadeh. Head coaches Jermaine Williams, assistant coaches Jonathan Simeon. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the introduction of our home team. Introducing first, he comes to us by way of Fort Pierce, Florida, standing 6'1", wearing number 0, Antoine Smith. Introducing next, from Port St. Lucie, Florida, standing 6'5", number 3, Brandon Castillo. From Lakewood, Florida, standing 6'2", wearing number 4, Jermaine Council. From Fort Walton Beach, Florida, standing 6'5", wearing number 20, Deshaun Ford. And standing 6'8", from Tallahassee, Florida, wearing number 44, Javion Irvin. Our assistant coaches, CeCe Wilson and Drew Norman, head coach Charles Ruiz. They are your FGC Timber Wolves.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to FGC TV, where tonight the home team, Florida Gateway College Timberwolves, take on the Enterprise State Boll Weevils. Live here from the Howard Center. FGC, the Timberwolves come in with an overall record of 2-3, 0-0 in the conference, while the Boll Weevils come in here with a 1-2 overall record. Starting lineups for the Boll Weevils will be Burton, Hill, Jones, Woodbury, and Sadeh. For the hometown Timberwolves, it will be Antoine Smith, Brandon Castillo, Jermaine Council, Deshaun Ford, and the big man, Javion Irvin from Tallahassee, Florida. It will be Wolves ball at the tip-off here at the Howard Center. Council will take the point for the Wolves. Three-pointer off the mark by Smith. Here comes the Boll Weevils with their first offensive possession. Once again, you're watching FGC TV on Comcast Channel 8. Rebound by the Wolves. Also on FGC Facebook Live channel, and also, of course, the biggest watchers of the YouTube channel, FGC. Wolves off the first 2 baskets. Here comes the Boll Weevils. Will be Boll Weevils ball at 19:08 here at the first half. Sparse crowd still coming in here at the Howard Center. Foul on number 20. That's Deshaun Ford, his first foul and the first team foul. Deshaun, the transfer from Fort Walton Beach, Florida, 6'5" sophomore. Timberwolves coming off a big loss to Santa Fe Saints, where they had a really poor first half but came on very strong in the second half. Irvin with the rebound, pushes off on the Boll Weevils, and it will be Wolves ball. 10-point loss Monday night in the away game against the Santa Fe Saints. Wolves will take them on next week in a rematch to see if they can even the series this year. Still no score here with almost 2 minutes here gone in the first half here at the Howard Center. Irvin rejected, but he is fouled, and he'll shoot 2 for the Wolves. First team foul on the Boll Weevils. And that foul was on Braylon Jones for the Boll Weevils, the sophomore point guard. First basket of the game is by Javion Irvin, the freshman 6'6" center from Tallahassee, Florida. Irvin makes both for the Wolves. Nice try, steal by Castillo, but it will remain Boll Weevils ball. Rebound by Ford. Here comes the Wolves. Nice pass in by the Wolves. That was counseled to Ford as Wolves take an early lead, 4-point lead. And Castillo will foul the Boll Weevils, and they'll shoot 2. Crowd still coming in here at the Howard Center. Leading scorer for the Wolves this early on in the season is Jermaine Council, the freshman from Lake Worth, Florida, followed closely by Javion Irvin, the freshman from Tallahassee, the big center at 10 points per game, followed by Brandon Castillo, the shooting guard, at 10 points per game, and followed then closely by Angelo Mack with averaging 10 points per game. First points on the board for the Boll Weevils. Unforced error by the Wolves. Coming in the game is number 25, Angelo Mack, coming in for Deshaun Ford. Rebound by Mack. Here comes the Wolves. Just missed the quick backdoor pass there. Travel by Angelo Mack, the freshman from Daytona Beach for the Wolves. Next game for the Wolves will be this Saturday in Jacksonville, Florida against Trinity Baptist, a 4 p.m. game here on Saturday afternoon, away game for the Wolves. Big center for the Boll Weevils makes the basket. That is Mark Sadak, the freshman. Wolves are being patient here with 10 seconds on the shot clock. Wolves lose control of the ball and will be Boll Weevils ball. Coming in for the Wolves will be Isaac Broxy, the sophomore from Lake City, Florida. Hometown gentleman from Columbia High School. Nice rebound by Castillo. Broxy makes a little move. He's going to try to penetrate. Fast out of Irvin with the rebound. Broxy in the corner. Nice pass by Broxy. Irvin is rejected. He thought he was fouled. Here comes the Boll Weevils. And Castillo will have a second foul, third team foul for the Wolves. Coming in for the Wolves will be sophomore Brian Boykin, who played on last year's team from Jacksonville, Florida. Also coming in for the Wolves will be the freshman from Jacksonville, Florida, David Wilson. Saw David's parents here once again trying to make all the games. Coming out for the Wolves will be Castillo and Smith. And we're going to have a media timeout here on FGC TV. We'll be back in just a moment.
For those who value learning, whether it's in the classroom, through field experience, or even beyond the U.S. borders, for those who value a greater tomorrow, there is Florida Gateway College. FGC is home to students, faculty, staff, and community members who are moving forward together for the greater good of all who enter its doors. Go further together at FGC.
A little later on, I'll be announcing the cheerleaders for FGC TV. And the Wolves are down 6-4 with 15 minutes left in the first half here at the Howard Center. Non-shooting foul that both teams have 3 team fouls. Coming in for the Wolves will be number 32, Keon Odom, the freshman from Haines City, Florida. Broxy will inbound the ball. Nothing there, these 3-pointers early for the Wolves. Wilson took a little shot there at the other long 3-pointer. Wilson with the rebound. Here comes the Wolves on the fast break, but they'll slow it down once again. Nice bank shot by Angelo Mack, his first 2 points of the game from Daytona Beach, freshman for the Wolves, all tied up here at 14:27 of the first half. Nothing but Timberwolves under that basket for the rebound. Broxy puts his gunners on. He misses the layup. Here comes the Boll Weevils. Wilson took a shot and he'll take the foul. He's trying to get an offensive there, but he didn't have the footing. So the Boll Weevils will shoot 2. As we're waiting for those shots to come in, remember one of our sponsors for tonight's game is Columbia Drip Bar, powering Lake City one drip at a time. From athletes to fans, stay hydrated and feel your best. Visit Columbia Drip Bar on Highway 90 or give them a call at 245-8965. That's Columbia Drip Bar right here in Lake City, Florida. Great work, as always, by the tech team at Florida Gateway College. Baby Blue on the court again, running those great shots. Wolves rejected. Broxy takes it to the basket, makes his first 2 points. Accelerated out the corner, hit that baseline layup. Odom with the rebound. Coach Ruiz is calling out a play, so they didn't accelerate there. In and out, three-pointer there, attempt by Boykin, nothing there. Still trying to get the rotation down, Coach Ruiz and players. Nice basket by the Boll Weevils. Nice screen there by the Wolves, but no, once again misses the three-pointer. Been cold on those outside shots this first half for the Wolves. Similar to the first half of the Santa Fe Saints game earlier this week. Here comes the Boll Weevils. They'll trap right there. The Wolves have not trapped this game early. Nice passing by the Boll Weevils. Timeout here by the FGC Timberwolves. We'll stay with you right with the action. Don't forget about Barber's Clean Cuts. Get your turf looking sharp like a championship lineup. Call Barber's Clean Cuts at 386-288-6621 or visit barberscleancuts.com and book your next mowdown today. Shane Barber does a great job. I'd give him a call at 386-288-6621, a proud sponsor of Florida Gateway College Timberwolf basketball. You're watching the cheerleaders perform out here on FGC TV. Captain of the team, of course, is Jalen Brown, followed by Ariana Cody, Jocelyn Jenkins, Kira Law, Imoni Atenoda, Peyton Spain, Brianna Sweet, Naomi Otto, Jamaica Lofton, and Trinice Johnson and Stephanie Smith. Back here on FGC Timberwolf basketball. Rejected by the Boll Weevils. Will Timberwolf ball. It's going to be a tough contest today for the Timberwolves. Nice. Bodies all on the floor, but Isaac Broxy, the sophomore, will shoot two for the Timberwolves. That foul was on the Boll Weevils, Burton. That's the 4th team foul, his 2nd foul of the game. Broxy will shoot 2 for the Wolves. Isaac coming in today's game with 8 points per game. He makes the first. Coming back in for the Wolves will be Castillo replacing Angelo Mack. Broxy's 2nd free throw. Let's see if he makes both for the Wolves. All net on Isaac Broxy. 4 points in the game so far this first half. You're watching FGC TV on Comcast Channel 8 in Lake City, Florida, followed by Florida Gateway College YouTube channel. And also don't forget Facebook Live. You can catch us on all the action here at the Howard Center if you can't come to the game. Castillo wide open for the 3-pointer, way off air ball for Castillo. Be Boll Weevils ball. Basket by the Wolves. Timberwolves with the ball, see if they can take the lead here with 9:42 left here in the first half here at the Howard Center. Irvin with the ball is going to try to take a little 16-footer. He's off the mark. Here comes the Boll Weevils. Broxy took a shot in the chin, but he's still hanging in there. Way off the mark. Boll Weevils with the rebound. They're a very physical team early here in the game. And here's Broxy with the rebound. Look for the screen. Nice pass back forward, but blocked by the Boll Weevils. They've seen some of our plays. And Odom will the foul. That's the Wolves' 16th foul. Odom's first personal foul. Next one, the Boll Weevils will be in the bonus. Coming in for the Wolves will be Roy Santos, the freshman from Haines City, Florida. Also coming back in will be Javian Irvin. Nice rebound by Boykin. Here comes the Wolves on the fast break. They have openings on the wing. And number 4 does the tray. Jermaine Council, leading scorer for the Wolves with his first basket of the game. 3-pointer. Odom with the rebound. Here comes the Wolves. Too many Boll Weevil bodies. I don't think they'll try to press it there. Wide open is Boykin, who way missed off the 3-pointer. Wide open shot there for Boykin, but he just hit the rim. Nothing there. Boll Weevils keep on getting those offensive rebounds, and here comes Boll Weevils with the basket. Don't get them, let them have 3 or 4 shots. We're going to have a timeout. We'll come back on FGC TV in just a moment.
Inland Stores helps you save big at the pump. With the Sunny Saver debit card, you save up to 10 cents a gallon every time you fill up. Stop by any Inland store and pick up your Sunny Saver card. It's simple, it's safe, and there are no fees. Best of all, you'll start saving immediately. And while you're filling up, you can use your card to make in-store purchases. Go to your nearest Inland store and pick up your card today.
It's called FGC TV, led by Lance Bass and his crew every home game here at the Howard Center. Blocked by the Boll Weevils, all tied up here, 15-15, evenly matched game. The Wolves have not shot well early here. That's traveled by the Boll Weevils and will be Timberwolf ball. Coming in for the Wolves, seeing his first action of the game, will be Travell Galen from Tallahassee, Florida, freshman. Foul on the Boll Weevils. Big man, Seda. That's his first 15th foul for the Boll Weevils. I believe they didn't put, they just put it up on the scoreboard. Another foul by Boll Weevils and Seda. His second one in a row. That's the 16th foul for the Boll Weevils. Next, both teams will be in the bonus with the next fouls that they commit. Bulls better get it out. 5 seconds. The Boll Weevil ball that will not make Coach Ruiz happy. He's shaking his, well, he's kind of just looking out there saying, what is going on? And offensive by the Boll Weevils with Timberwolf ball. See if the Wolves can go on a little run. I have not seen the Wolves press at all and trap like they usually do. Much more traditional defense right now. And foul, and big man Irvin will shoot 2 for the Wolves. Second leading scorer for the Wolves is Javion Irvin, the freshman, 6'6" big guy from Tallahassee, Florida. Way off on his first shot. He made his first 2 free throws early in the game. That one he did not set or pace it. Much better on the second one for Irvin. Wolves with a 1-point lead, 16-15 here, with 6:01 left in the first half of the Howards. Way off. Nice rebound by Gallen. Nice hustle by Irvin. Bodies all over the floor. Irvin is fouled, and they'll shoot 2. That'll be the 8th team foul for the Enterprise Boll Weevils. It's hard to say that boll weevil sometimes. What does a boll weevil look like? I think I talked about that last year. Interesting name. With all the minor league baseball teams' name changes and so forth. It's kind of interesting. I'm sure they're the only boll weevils in the state and only in the nation. Irvin makes another one. And it'll be the Boll Weevils ball with 5:39 left here in the first half. Give me an opportunity to talk about another one of our sponsors. Let's talk about Sunstop, who sponsors our Snack Shack here at all the games. They've been with us since the inception. Fuel up and keep your energy high with Sunstop, Lake City's go-to spot for gas, snacks, and also good vibes. Stop in today or learn more at sunstops.com. Sunstop, keep you moving. Very affordable with the Sunstop Snack Shack. Make sure you bring out your family. You probably get popcorn, candy, a couple sodas for under $20. Remember, all the time, FGC, all athletics, sports, home games are free of charge. And what a beautiful gym and beautiful atmosphere. You can come here. 318 people here at tonight's game. A little low attendance for tonight, but crowd has not gone into it much. Irvin's off with the shot. Wide open is number 4 with the three-pointer. Have not made many of those three-pointers. They're 1 for 7, I believe, tonight. Here comes the Boll Weevils. Wide open for the Boll Weevils. And it will be Wolves ball with 4:27 here. Coming back in for the Wolves will be number 2, David Wilson, and number 25, Mac. Running a 2-3 zone on the Wolves. They just have not been able to penetrate it. With only 5 seconds on the shot clock, they better get it off. And the basket's good for the Wolves. They'll be on the back end and shooting a three-pointer. And that is number 4, Jermaine Council, the leading scorer for the Wolves. He has 5 points so far in this first half. Let's see if he averaging a total of, I believe, 15 points per game for the Wolves. Excuse me. Yep, he is averaging 15. Makes both halfway there to the season average. Remain a white ball. Nice hustle by Wilson. And it'll be Timberwolves ball against the Boll Weevils. We're going to take a media timeout here. We'll go right back in the action in just a moment here on FGC TV.
Forged by the flames of determination,
Wolves will be next Tuesday against Central Georgia Tech College. Of course, the game will be at 7 p.m. here at the Howard Center. Mack tries to make the basket, but he'll shoot 2 for the Wolves. Nice basket by Mack on net. 10 team fouls on the Bull Weevils and 6 on the Wolves. This is the back end of that, Mack. Ball movement by the Bull Weevils all around. Travel by the Bull Weevils. Tried to do a little bit too much. And that was Harrison Beaudieu, the sophomore for the Bull Weevils. Irvin tried to do a reverse layup right under the basket, nothing there. Irvin had a chance, but decided to slow it up, but here they come anyway. And the basket, no basket, offensive by Anton Smith. A little late call by the ref, but the thing is, offensive foul. He did push off. Very late call, though, by the referee, but a good call. Here comes the Wolves on the steal. Irvin with a basket coming up the lane. Nice play by the Wolves. Take their largest lead of the game, 23-17 at the 2:36 mark here in the first half. Air ball by the Bull Weevils, and we white ball. No, they say it's Bull Weevil ball off of the white. 17 seconds on the shot clock, 2:24 left here in the first half. You're watching FGC TV on Comcast Channel 8 in Lake City, and of course, Facebook Live, and also the FGC YouTube channel. Here comes the Wolves again on the transition. And oh, three-pointer by Wilson. Moving much faster on the break. It seemed like they have their system going when they're on the move. Irvin with another rebound. Wilson nothing but Bull Weevils around it, but he'll shoot 2. That's the 11th team foul by the Bull Weevils. Very physical team on the Wolves.
I want him to find out.
Coming back in is sophomore Isaac Broxy for the Timberwolves. Coming back in the game is number 30. Well, Sade. He has 2 fouls. Oh, no, he's not coming in. Number 15, giving some instruction to Ring Kuo, who's back in the game for the Bull Weevils. Wilson will shoot 2 for the Wolves. Makes the first one. Oh, excuse me. Beg both of them. 28-17. Nice 11-point lead now for the Wolves. Came very quickly on the transition game. Got the hot hand the last 2 minutes here for the Wolves. Jermaine Council is fouled, and he'll shoot 2 for the Wolves. Another foul. That's 12 team fouls for the Boll Weevils. Lucky they have a long bench. Here, look at this rebound. The foul from behind, and then the block by the Boll Weevils. Nice work by the FGC Tech crew, of course, media tech crew. Coming in for the Wolves would be Jones, seeing his first action, the freshman from Live Oak, Florida. Council all net on that one. 13-point lead, 30-17. Wolves with the lead. Roxy will. And a foul. Wilson went for the slam bam jam, instead got a foul, and he'll shoot 2 for the Wolves. Nice camera work by Baby Blue down there, Baby Blue James on the court. Wilson, the freshman from Jacksonville, Florida. In and out on his first. Too much spin on that ball. Down the stretch, Wolves will need to work on their foul shots. They're a little off the last few games. Early on, they come very imperative when they hit the Sun Conference thing. Wilson misses both of them for the Wolves, and will be Boll Weevils ball with 1 minute and 8 seconds left here in the first half. You're watching FGC TV live from the Howard Center here in Lake City, Florida. Here comes the press and the trap by the Wolves. They back down. Nice basket by the Boll Weevils. Wilson with his foul. That will be the 8th team foul. Wilson's first for the Wolves. Ball basket by number 0 for the Boll Weevils. That is Elijah Mathis, the point guard, from sophomore point guard. Boll Weevils with the offensive on the free throw. He makes the basket. Big turnaround, could be a 4-point play here for the Boll Weevils. One shot here. Basket by the Boll Weevils. See if Coach Ruiz plays for one shot, or it continues the transition game that's gotten him many points here. Basket by leading scorer, Council. Here comes the Wolves. They have the numbers. Wilson. Irvin with the slam, bam, jam at the end of the first half. We have the Florida Gateway College Timberwolves 34, the Enterprise Boll Weevils 23.
learn a profession that would help me uplift others, help others feel beautiful in their own skin, and make them more beautiful than they came in.
I was inspired to pursue cosmetology because I've always had a passion for making people feel beautiful and confident in their own skin.
From a young age, I'd always had a passion for doing hair and playing dress up and watching my mom and everything, and I always loved the thought of being able to make people feel beautiful on the outside as well as on the inside. Our mission in cosmetology is to equip students with the knowledge they need to be the best professional they can in the industry when they get done.
It's for them to be able to go out and be successful, to be able to go out into a career and enjoy it and be able to give back to their clientele, to whatever they feel every day when they walk in the doors, what their passion is.
So what sets us apart is we focus on our classroom theory. We want our students to know exactly the what, the when, the how, and the where.
Because we build our curriculum and we take it at a slower pace and build off of the skills that are necessary to be proficient in the industry, I feel like that allows the students to have enough time in the subject area to really be the best version of it.
Not only teaching them technical skills, we also hone in on teaching them being able to be employable and professional.
The difference between our program and somebody else's program is the discipline. Other programs let you work on your own and kind of come and go as you please, but in our program, it's you come 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday, 8 to 4:30. You just don't get paid, but in the long run, you will when you get your license.
We basically want them to be employable and to be professional. So they have to come on time, show up to school, not miss, have a good attitude, work on different clients, you know.
It's a disciplined program, but it's a very successful program.
We do certain things to let them know, hey, you're here to get a skill, but we're gonna give you some life lessons along the way so that when you get out there, not saying that you didn't already have them, but we're gonna enhance them because we can always enhance on our skills.
The skill that I have most improved on since starting cosmetology school here at FGC is my people skills. You meet a bunch of new people in your class, even in the senior class and the junior classes, facial specialty. There's a lot of new people that you can communicate with.
The skills that I have improved personally are definitely my confrontation skills because that's something that's really important in this industry, and also my confidence in myself.
The skills I feel like I've personally been able to grow on is definitely my focus and my patience.
I think one of the skills that is required that you have to learn is patience, and then also mending the two together of precision and expediency, so where you're going as fast as you can and as precise as you can.
Our students have the opportunity to work with real life clients. They'll build their clientele and they can come in our full working salon and they get to get their color or hair cut.
The students are able to schedule appointments of people that they know, and they're also able to take walk-ins from the public.
So even throughout the day, they're able to work on their clients and have real clients that come in the door.
So they get to work on real clients with hair, as well as with facials, as well as with nails.
I think one of the great things about Florida Gateway is that, one, we have an in-house salon, we have an in-house spa, and we also have the ability to have walk-ins come in, or if, you can start building your clientele from day one when you hit the floor.
Once they get out of the theory part of the curriculum, they're now into the clinical or hands-on part of it, and we always use live clients. So we try to give it to them both ways, especially if we always allow them to bring their own person in, they're not really getting that person that may be a little bit difficult to deal with.
The hands-on experience with the walk-in has helped all of us with our people skills, communication skills, what we think would look best on the client. It really gives us another step up.
As far as the hands-on experience, I don't know of a better way to begin learning to do hair.
Thanks to the generous support of our donors, Florida Gateway College is proud to unveil exciting new upgrades that are elevating our campus and student experience. At the Performing Arts Center, we've transformed the stage with a stunning new video wall that fills the entire back of the performance space, creating immersive visual storytelling like never before. Projection mapping now brings the house walls to life, while a state-of-the-art sound system featuring flown line arrays and a brand new digital audio console delivers crystal clear audio for every performance. Our theater productions now shine even brighter with new wireless mic packs enhancing the freedom and professionalism of every actor on stage. Over in the Howard Center, we've installed a brand new parquet court, providing a world-class surface for athletes, events, and community gatherings. With several additional upgrades on the way, the Howard Center will be able to accommodate a wide variety of future events. We have also completed construction on the connecting road from Building 1 to Building 10. This road has already helped to alleviate traffic from the Library and Media Center parking lot, as well as simplifying travel across campus. At Florida Gateway College, progress is rising from the ground up. Coming soon, STEM 2.0, a brand new state-of-the-art facility designed to power the future of science, technology, engineering, and math. With cutting-edge labs, collaborative spaces, and innovation at its core, STEM 2.0 will become a hub for hands-on discovery and next-generation learning. And that's not all. Our HVAC program is getting a major upgrade. A larger, more advanced lab is on the way, giving students more room, more tools, and more opportunity to build real-world skills. From industry-standard systems to energy-efficient technologies, this expanded space will prepare students for in-demand careers from day one. These upgrades aren't just about technology, they're about opportunity, creativity, and excellence. Thank you for making it all possible.
My parents, Ray and Athena Brown, met by actually growing up in the same area. They went to school together in a one-room schoolhouse. Eventually they, I guess you would say, started seeing each other and they decided to get married. They eloped. Although my mother would tell you that she did not elope because she had already left home. And then they got the opportunity to buy the farm. And so everybody had to do their part. So they raised us that we live on this farm, we're going to make this farm a success, and we'll work together as a family to make it successful. My mother loved education. My daddy loved education. And at the time that they were going to school, they could only go to the 8th grade. So after the Taylor School was built, it was grades 1 through 12. And Mama decided she wanted to go back and get her high school diploma. She would ride the bus to school with the children. And she said one of the proudest moments was the night she got her high school diploma because her family, her husband and her children, were in the audience to see her get her high school diploma.
And my grandmother's the one that was allowed to go on to school. Granddaddy encouraged her and pushed her. It was because they knew that one of them had to get an education. That was just important to both of them. And the opportunity presented itself that she could, and so my grandfather encouraged her all along the way.
When Lake City Community College and Forest Ranger School opened, I graduated in June of '69. In August of '69, I started school here. And after that, my mother came, my sister came. I think at one point we counted up, there may have been 13 or 14 in the family that came to Lake City to either get their degree or to receive promotions at their jobs.
I'll never forget a night that I had to work with a cardiologist, and he goes, "Where are you from? Which school did you go to?" And I went, "Lake City." And then he goes, "You're a real nurse, come with me." And he took me with him and made rounds. He goes, "You've got the strongest foundation of all these nurses on this floor."
This college is to me, it's a hidden gem. And I love the University of Florida. I'm not going to tell you, the University of Florida is, that's just a part of our lives. But when I think of my college days and those fun memories and the friends that were made, the long-term impact on me from a social perspective, that's Florida Gateway. That's, I think, the greatest thing I took away from here, the people that I met here, the friends I made here, and the memories that I'll always cherish.
My grandparents, oh gosh, there was not a room in their house that they did not have a book in. They were always wanting to learn.
Granddaddy read everything that came into that house. My grandfather's one of the smartest men I knew. Without the benefit of an education, he accomplished much.
They are the reason why I got my bachelor's, my master's, and then my doctorate.
when he passed away, he had retired from the United States Forest Service. And since Lake City at that time was Lake City Community College and Forest Ranger School, my oldest sister, Nettie, talked to Mama about why don't we set up a scholarship in Daddy's memory. And at that time, it was given to someone who wanted to go to the Forest Ranger School.
I remember sitting around the dining room table at my grandparents' house and they were talking about it. Every Christmas, they would sell lima beans and rice at the Christmas parade in McClenny every year until they got the money enough to start the endowment fund.
And then when our mother passed away in 92, then we added her name to the scholarship. We got to thinking about, well, what about people that they might want to go to school, but they may not want to be a forest ranger, or they may not want to be a school teacher, but maybe they want to be a nurse or a physical therapist or a respiratory therapist or a policeman or whatever. So that was the idea of expanding it into an endowment so we could open it up to more students, to provide more students the opportunity to go to school.
So creating the scholarship in memory of someone who desired education for his entire family, he made sure, how many people in that day and age with 8 children can make sure everybody plus their wife got an education? He made sure it happened. And so it seemed only fitting that establishing a scholarship in his memory would just keep that alive.
They were kind people. They were not boastful, showy, flamboyant people. They were good, common, down-to-earth, hard-working Christian people. They loved the Lord first, they loved their family second, and they loved education third. And they would be so proud to see what our family has accomplished. I just wish they could be here to see it. But I guess they are. They're seeing it. So that's a comfort.
Listen, you're more than your successes. You're more than your failures.
Everything you got.
You got this. You're the work. It's dirty work. It's work that hurts. Work that defines you.
Good.
It's that fire that burns inside you.
One more.
Be you. It's always been you. You're the work. You want that smoke? Give him that fire.
We're back here on FGC TV with the FGC Timberwolves ahead 34-23 against the Enterprise Boll Weevils. Starting the second half here on FGC TV. Here at the Howard Center, brand new floor here at the Howard Center. Music was going, can't do that while the game is going. Going to reset the clock to start the second half here at the Howard Center. Nice block by Irvin. See if the Wolves come out strong here in the second half. All net three-pointer by number 3, Brandon Castillo, freshman for Port St. Lucie, Florida. Irvin with, that's Odom with the ball. Not Irvin that made that basket before. Coach Ruiz switching players for the rotation quite a bit this evening, trying to see which players play best together. Nice basket by Anton Smith, the freshman from Fort Pierce, Florida. 16-point lead here for the Wolves, 39-23, early on here in the second half. Both wheels blocked, Irvin blocked, but he get called for the foul. Odom blocked with the foul. I promise by the end of the season I'll get the straight between Odom and Irvin. I think they'll both be seeing plenty of big man time here at the Timberwolves roster. And there's the foul on Odom. Second foul on Odom. First team foul in this half for the Timberwolves. Both Weevils make both. Both Weevils, nice steal. He deliberately had that defensive play set up. It's the Wolves. Castillo with the air ball for the Wolves. Here comes the Wolves. Odom blocked. Wolves can't save it. Here comes the Boll Weevils again. Basket by Boll Weevils. A little spurt right here. Gonna do the press on the Wolves. Stolen again by the Boll Weevils. Let's see if they're gonna do. Nice little basket. Timeout by the Wolves. Coach Wiz doesn't like what he's seeing this early. You're watching FGC TV here at the Howard Center. Don't forget O'Neill Companies. When you need work done right, call O'Neill Companies at 386-752-7578 or visit o'neillcompanies.com. Lake City's go-to for roofing, metal fabrication, and full-service construction. That's O'Neill Companies. Does all the roofs on the FGC campus and does a fabulous job, known for their quality all across this region, especially in the Lake City area. Wolves will inbounds the ball. Castillo blocked, but remains Wolf ball. Nice screen, nothing there for the Wolves. Rebound by the Boll Weevils that got this deficit down to 10. Gonna try to make it single digits. Castillo with the rebound. Here comes the Wolves. Easy layup for the Wolves. Castillo with the three, short. Here comes the Boll Weevils. Wide open for the Boll Weevils. They'll cut this deficit to 8, 39-31. 16:54 left here in the first half. Here comes the trap. Here they come again. Wolves are not handling the trap by the Boll Weevils at all. Castillo wide open, way off with the three, but followed up by Angelo Mack. Wolves needed those 2 points, but once again, the Boll Weevils wide open. Stolen by the Wolves. Castillo with the rebound, sees nothing. Odom gets the rebound for the Wolves. Nothing again. Wolves with the rebound again. And it will remain Wolves ball with the new 20 seconds on this clock. Coming in for the Wolves will be Wilson, Broxy, and Boykin. 2 sophomores and a freshman coming in for the Wolves. "19 seconds on the shot clock. Ref asks for the Wolves. Good crowd here. Good to see the Florida Gateway College 3-time national champions. Lay a warning on the Boll Weevils. Great to see, as I mentioned, the Florida Gateway College Timberwolf ladies, 3-time national champions flag football team supporting the team. About 17 players out here today. I saw also a couple players working the concessions for the Wolves. Irvin with the ball, looks out. Broxy gonna explode and go to the basket. Misses the layup, difficult layup. Here comes the Boll Weevils. And the Wolves are fouled, just depends on who they called it on. I think it was Irvin. 44 with the block, that's his second. The Wolves' second team foul. Got a media timeout here. We're going to go to a break, and we'll be back in just a moment here on FGC TV.
Media timeout.
Home game for the Wolves is this coming Tuesday, November 18th against Central Georgia Tech. Right here at the Howard Center, 7 p.m. start time. Wolves will be away this weekend, November 15th against Trinity Baptist in Jacksonville, Florida. That's a 4 p.m. start. If you want to head over about an hour and 20 minutes away and see the Wolves away game at Trinity Baptist, might be great to cheer them on. Boll Weevils miss both. Here comes the press. Broxy's going to try to break it. Wide open. Irvin with the basket for the Wolves. That's the way the Wolves should break that press. Nice basket, no foul on the Wolves. Here comes the Wolves trying to beat the transition, but here comes the trap by the no foul there. Wolves with the board. Down to Irvin, who's fouled, and he'll shoot two. rough. Like I said, they're a physical team, the Boll Weevils. Very physical team. They had 14 team fouls in the first half. The Google machine tells me a boll weevil is a destructive beetle that feeds and destroys on cotton plants, causing significant damage to cotton crops. A lot of crops in Alabama. I'm sure that's where they got their name from, the boll weevils in Enterprise State. They're playing much different than boll weevils, playing very physical in today's game, and the Wolves have had to adapt. Here comes Broxy with the steal. Going to try to explode and put the basket in for the Wolves with the steal. Isaac Broxy, sophomore from Columbia High. Nice basket at the top of the key by the Boll Weevils. Here comes the trap. Tough shot by Wilson. Irvin makes the basket for the Wolves. The big man from Tallahassee, Florida, wide open to Boll Weevils for the three-pointer, and they let him have it. 10-point lead by the Wolves. Here comes Broxy with the nice pass out. Wolves had lots of people and room on the weak side. Remain Wolves ball with 15 seconds left on the shot clock. Coming in for the Wolves will be leading scorer Jermaine Council. Low scoring game compared to what the Wolves have been playing early on in the season, almost averaging 100 points per game. In fact, they're averaging, let's see if I have this here. Not calculated right here, but we'll have that next game, ladies and gentlemen. Nice two-pointer, cuts the deficit to 8. Hit the ball to Broxy, who will lead the team. Forced it, but it's nothing there for the Wolves. Did not set up a play. Patience will be key in these games down the road for the Wolves. Travel on the Boll Weevils. Here comes the press again. Wolves have not done well with the press against the Boll Weevils. It's been the keeping them in the game. Broxy will get trapped, but he gets it out. Nothing there for the Wolves. That's the play for them. Mack was off on that one. Bodies all over the place, but will be Timberwolf ball on the transition. Nice play by David Wilson with the basket, the freshman from Jacksonville, Florida. Irvin with the rebound. He'll throw it down to Council, and he'll put it in the easy basket. No fancy stuff. Timeout here by the Boll Weevils with 11:19. So Florida Gateway College Timberwolves 52. The Enterprise Boll Weevils 40. We're going to keep it right here for the action. Another shout out to Columbia Drip Bar. Columbia Drip Bar powering Lake City, one drip at a time. From athletes to fans, stay hydrated and feel your best. Visit Columbia Drip Bar on Highway 90 or give them a call at 386-248965. Games, and those are non-conference games. We'll see how it goes. Upcoming schedule this Saturday away, Trinity Baptist College in Jacksonville, Florida. Then we have 3 games next week. Central Georgia College on Tuesday night, followed by Wednesday night against Division I Hillsborough Community College. And then once again on Saturday, Santa Fe College at 2 p.m. Finishing up before Thanksgiving, an away game against Thomas University JV. That's a 7 p.m. game. Tough 5 games coming up for the Wolves. Wilson with the turnaround, nothing there. Nobody was there. Pick on the right by the Boll Weevils. Irvin with the that will be Council with the foul. That's the 3rd team foul, first on Council. We'll have a media timeout. We'll do a full timeout here on FGC TV and be back in just a moment. TV on Comcast Channel 8 in Lake City, Florida. Also on FGC TV, YouTube channel, and also, of course, our Facebook Live channel. Watching the FGC cheerleaders. With the Timberwolves, I had 52-40 against the Enterprise Boll Weevils. First basket made by the Boll Weevils. Comes a trap again by the Boll Weevils. It will not go away. Irvin back out to Council, is going to set it back up for the Wolves. And Irvin makes the basket. Nice play by Javion Irvin, the freshman from Tallahassee, Florida, has had a great game for the Wolves. Look at this play. Waits for the Boll Weevil to go by and throws it behind his back, and it's all net for the Timberwolves. Nice play there by the media department, showing it all with Lance Bass and his crew. Davey Blue working at court every day. He's earning his money down there, getting great shots for the Wolves from the media team. Easy basket. They let the Boll Weevils back in it again. It will not go away. Nice call, so they were trapped there, so the Wolves called a quick timeout, 30-second timeout. Let's not forget about some of our other sponsors of Lake City. Barber's Cleans. We can grow it and we can mow it. Barber's Clean Cuts in Lake City is your MVP when it comes to mowing, weeding, and cleanups. Visit barbercleancuts.com or call 386-288-6621. Remember, if you're watching us on Facebook Live, give me some shout-outs, announcing birthdays, anniversaries, just shout-outs to our Wolves. So if you want that, please, I check it every so often during the game. Broxy with the ball for the Wolves. Broxy tries to pass off, nothing there for the Wolves. Nice strip there by the Wolves. Here comes Broxy. Boll Weevils all around him. Has to get that ball out. Bad pass by Smith. An easy layup by the Boll Weevils. Wolves have not just been able to break that trap. Ten seconds left on the shot clock for the Wolves. Smith's gonna have to do something with 5 on the clock. Broxy with the long 3. Nothing there for the Wolves. Here comes the Wolves with another. And once again, Irvin with the basket. Great game by Javion Irvin, freshman from Tallahassee, Florida. Nice turnaround hook by the Boll Weevils. White ball, Boll Weevils were on the line. Nice hustle by the Boll Weevils. Here comes the athletic trainer for the Timberwolves. Comes out, check the game, but check the Boll Weevil. Rebecca Golden, former AD, now works for the foundation, director at the foundation, says, "Go Wolves." She's watching the game here on FGC TV. Wolves will inbounds the ball. Violation on the Wolves. They said 10 seconds. That was a quick 10 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. I only counted 5. Coach Ruiz is shaking his head there. So am I. That's the quickest 10 seconds. I think I said Mississippi once and the clock went off. Ref said it was 10 seconds. Coming in for the Wolves will be number 20, Deshaun Ford. Nice block by Irvin. Foul before the shot. Third team foul for the Boll Weevils. Got another media timeout. We're going to keep it right here. Don't forget about O'Neill Companies. Don't let your next project bench you. Get the crew at O'Neill Companies on your side. Dial 386-752-7578 or head to o'neillcompanies.com and let the pros handle the heavy living. There's the block and the basket for the Boll Weevils. Great replays by our media services team, whether you're watching on FGC TV, the YouTube channel, or the Facebook Live, or actually watching on Comcast Channel 8, the FGC TV channel. For those of you who have cable television, we have a lot of programming on that channel every day. Eight-point lead here for the Wolves. Been a struggle, very physical Enterprise State Boll Weevil team. Most physical team that Wolves have seen this season. Their press has not been broken much by the Wolves. Nice basket by Smith for the Wolves. Boll Weevils will not go away. They think of the Wolves as cottonweed. They're just all over it. Broxy's gonna take it. Just misses. Here comes Boll Weevils. They have the numbers on the Wolves. And the basket, they can cut this deficit to 6 with the back end of the three-pointer. They make it 58-53, Wolves with a 5-point lead. Here comes the trap again. Wolves have to break this. That's the best way to do it from the sophomore leader, Isaac Broxy. Broxy with the steal. With a nice layup to Deshaun Ford. No slam, bam, jam, just getting the points, which they need. Nice turnaround layup by the Boll Weevils. Here comes the press again. We have 6:19 left here in the second half, here at the Howard Center. Ten seconds again. That was a real 10 seconds by the Wolves. They just cannot break this press. If I'm watching from the Sun Lakes Conference, I'll be watching how the Boll Weevils are playing against the Timberwolves right now. They just can't break the press. Very physical. Has kept them in the game constantly. Foul on Broxy. He thought he had a clean break there. Ref saw it otherwise. That's Broxy's first, though, for the Wolves. 5th team foul for the Wolves. Watch for the hook from this big guy. Broxy will steal the ball. He loses control. He's tripped. And they call a push on the Boll Weevils. That's number 30. Say down on Broxy. CC Wilson giving some instruction out there as the Wolves will inbound the ball. That will be number 20, Deshaun Ford, who will inbound in front of the Boll Weevils bench. No press on this one, so the Wolves have been doing with the scoring on the transition, not so much on the press. Travel on Broxy. Coach Rui is not happy with that call. It wasn't that ref over there. Tight game here at the Howard Center. Have not seen the FGC Wolves trap or press. Holding on to that ball. Ten seconds on the shot clock for the Boll Weevils. Here it comes. Stolen. Wonderful opportunity for the Wolves. Blown. Here comes the Boll Weevils. They popped a 15-pointer. They're only 5 points down here with 4:49 left here in the second half. Sloppy passing. Broxy keeps the ball, steals the ball, but it will remain Boll Weevils' ball with 22 seconds with 4:40 left down there here in the second half. Close game here at the Howard Center. Wolves, if they win it, even their overall record this year to 3-3. The loss puts them in a little hole at 2-4. Going to a away game at Trinity College. Long three-pointer. Cut this down to 2. Man, Will Ball, they'll have 17 seconds left on the shot clock. Basket by 25, Mack, and no foul. Crowd were looking for a foul there, but nothing called. Very evenly matched teams here today. Another pop. Look, Wolves, no defense on that. Just blowing back to the basket, letting that happen. And here comes the trap, 3-on-2 by the Boll Weevils. Wolves with the rebound. Here comes the Boll Weevils to tie it up. Nice hustle. Call the foul on Council. That's the Wolves' 6th foul, but it won't be a shooting foul. Remain Boll Weevils' ball with an opportunity to tie this up with 3:23 left here in the second half. Coming in for the Wolves will be Brandon Castillo, the freshman from Port St. Lucie, Florida. We have a timeout here. We're going to keep to the action here. Shout out from Brianna Barnett, says, "Let's go Wolves," from the golf team, cheering on her fellow Timberwolf. Next home game will be next Tuesday, followed by a Wednesday game and then a Saturday game. They'll be playing Central Georgia Tech on Tuesday night, followed by Division I Hillsborough, who will be transitioning to Division II next year. 7 p.m. game. And then, of course, our rivalry trying to tie up the series this year on Saturday, November 22nd against Santa Fe College. That's a 2 p.m. start for the Wolves. And that's, as you can see on the screen, those are all the upcoming 5 games for the Timberwolves, both home and away. One last shout out to our Snack Shack sponsor, Sunstop Convenience Stores. Special thanks to Brandon Beal and all his colleagues. Quick, convenient, and always friendly. That's Sunstop. Swing by your Lake City Sunstop for everything you need on the go, or check them out online at sunstopstores.com. First miss for the Boll Weevils in quite a few shots. That was number 1, Julian Finch, sophomore guard for the Boll Weevils. Nice shot of the bench of the Timberwolves. He makes the second one. Got to break this trap, the Wolves. Reach in by number 1, Finch. That's the 5th team foul for the Boll Weevils. Second on Finch. Wolves have to get their transition on some of these rebounds. Broxy with the long 3, in and out for Broxy. That would have made a huge difference for the Wolves with 3 minutes left in there in the first half. And the Boll Weevils can take their first lead of the game since 30 seconds into the game when they first took the first lead. In and out for the Boll Weevils. Irvin with the ball. That was just like Broxy's. I'm glad that didn't go in for the Boll Weevils. Pushed by the Boll Weevils. That's their 6th foul. Next one, they'll be in the bonus. The Wolves will be in the bonus. Look for Coach Ruiz to run a play here. Broxy will run it for the Wolves. Irvin went up for the ball. Nice hustle by the Wolves, but with 2 minutes and 15 seconds left, the Boll Weevils can take their first lead since early in the first half. And there it is for the Boll Weevils, 65-64 over the Timberwolves. Young team Wolves will be a tough challenge here. Nothing but flat for the Wolves. They've shot nothing but good or flat here. Coming in back for the Wolves will be Brandon Castillo, 3-point shooter. Will remain 1 second left on the shot clock for the Boll Weevils. Shot clock, there was 1 second on, and now they're reversing it to 20 that the Wolves had it. Foul on Broxy. That will be a foul on Council. That's the Wolves' 7th foul. Boll Weevils will be in the bonus. They'll shoot the 1-and-1. Make the first. Irvin with the strong rebound. Can't bite. They just cannot break this trap. They've just not been able to break the trap. Boll Weevils up 66-64 with 1 minute and 5 seconds left. Back here on FGC TV with the Florida Gateway College Timberwolves down by 2, 66-64 against the Enterprise Boll Weevils. Boll Weevils have pressed and trapped the entire game, and the Wolves have just never been able to figure it out on transitions. They're making points. They're making points the rest of the game, but they just have not, turnover after turnover on this press. They've had 2 10-second violations in the last 3 minutes, and almost a third with the Wolves calling them timeout with that 10-second clock just going almost off. Young team will be learning. This is a learning process for them. See if Coach Ruiz called a play for them. Broxy, let's see, he hasn't hit him all day. Irvin. Castillo with the 3 off the mark. Set it up nicely, but just didn't execute by the Wolves. Wolves should foul here, should foul. Should not wait till the end. Timeout by the .5 on the clock. We're gonna keep here with the action. Don't forget the next home games, or next 3 home games, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday of next week. 7 p.m. starts at the Tuesday, Wednesday game, and of course a 2 p.m. start on the Saturday game. And of course, 2 away games, Trinity Baptist on November 15th is Saturday at 4 p.m. and Thomas University JV at 7 p.m. .16 seconds left on the shot clock, 34 on the game clock. Trying to get to 35.5, I believe. Three seconds on the shot, nothing there. Jump ball. The Wolf ball. Here comes the trap again by the Boll Weevils. And because we're wearing white cotton uniforms, they're all over us today. Knowing a Boll Weevil eats cottonweed. Broxy's going to move the ball up for the Wolves. Irvin puts the basket in to tie the score up with 9.6 seconds left in the game. And the turnover, it will remain Boll Weevil ball with 6 seconds left on the clock. Timeout by the Boll Weevils. They'll start to set up a play. I think they will try to set up a play. I thought it was a timeout. No timeout on Boll Weevils, so we're going to remain here live. We may be going into overtime, ladies and gentlemen. Three, two, one. We're all tied up. We'll be going to overtime with the score. Florida Gateway College Timberwolves 66. The Enterprise Boll Weevils 66. We'll take a little break here in the action. We'll be right back here in a minute as we have an injured player on the court.
As a paramedic, you have your own goals and a journey to follow. And that's why Florida Gateway College offers a bridge to success, starting from where you are now.
I wanted more in the medical field. I wanted a steadier pace.
That's why we offer licensed paramedics a way to become a registered nurse in a little over a year.
I love being a nurse. You want to know why? Because I'm making a difference.
Start your journey today at Florida Gateway College.
We're back here at FGC TV with an overtime, a 5-minute overtime with the Florida Gateway College Timberwolves 66 and the Enterprise State Boll Weevils 66. Wolves with the possession. In and out. Castillo is hustling under the boards. Nothing there for the Wolves. It just hasn't, it's come out of the basket a couple times for the Wolves today. Oh. Ref is saying once the whistle's blown, there shouldn't be any action there. He's correct, but sometimes in the heat of the moment. That's Irvin's third foul. Timberwolves' 8th team foul. Off the boards, here comes Broxy, here comes the press. Watch out for that 10 seconds. Castillo gets it across over to Broxy. Broxy back at Castillo. Ten seconds on the shot clock. Let's see if Broxy can do something for the Wolves. Off with that. Here comes Irvin. He should try to put it in, but he's fouled. That's the 7th team foul for the Boll Weevils, and Irvin will go to the line and shoot the 1-and-1. Coming in for the Wolves will be David Wilson, the freshman from Jacksonville, Florida. Irvin's been 1-on-2 so far this game. Off, way off, no Timberwolves around the ball. Castillo with the ball will remain Boll Weevils' ball. Good call by the ref. It should have been Boll Weevils' ball. Coach is saying get physical, get underneath there. It was a good test for the Timberwolves early in the season. Wilson with the hustle. Here comes Broxy. Broxy off to Wilson with the basket. Wilson with the basket. Will's trying a little press here. Tells him to come back. Coach has not done the trap at all, Coach Ruiz, today. A little travel there, but basket was good. Transition instead of Wolves were waiting for the trap instead of off again. Council has not been accurate today. Leading scorer for the Wolves. Travel. Offensive by the Boll Weevils, and will remain Wolves ball. And here comes that trap again. Full court trap. Got to get it up, got to get it up. All right, Broxy gets it up for the Wolves. It's where some experience would help for the Wolves. Nothing there for the Wolves. Forced the ball. Coming back in is Wilson to give spark for the Wolves at the next break in the action. Three-pointer is going to be all net for the Boll Weevils. Ten seconds, better be careful. Basket by Anton Smith. Wolves down by 1 with 1:51 left here in this overtime here at the Howard Center. You're watching FGC TV. Watch the hook shot by, reverse layup by the big man for the Boll Weevils. 3-point lead. Wolves can't let the game speed up on them. Foul on the Boll Weevils. Broxy will shoot the 1-and-1 for the Wolves. Wilson in the game for the Wolves. Broxy misses. Broxy with the steal. They lost the ball, so it'll be Wolves ball. Let's see if Coach Ruiz sets up a three-pointer here. Wilson out, back in the game is Smith for the three-pointer shot potentially. Foul on number 10. Broxy will go to the line, see if he can do a little better than last time. Isaac Broxy, the sophomore from Lake City, Florida. Wilson coming back in for defense. That rotation Coach Ruiz has down the last minute and a half of this game. Broxy makes the first key for the Wolves. Taking Irvin out just in case for the foul, so he'll remain close. Wolves have gone with small right now. Roxy has not been on tonight either. Roxy with the steal. That's Wolf ball. Irvin back in for the Wolves, as will be Smith. Big error by the Boll Weevils there. See if the Wolves can take the lead here. Look for Broxy with the basket for the Wolves to get it off to Broxy. Broxy with the basket to tie it up for the Wolves. I called it, ladies and gentlemen. 10 seconds left. Timeout by Boll Weevils. They'll set up a play with 5.6 seconds left here in the first overtime here at the Howard Center. Back here on FGC TV, 5.6 seconds left here in the first overtime. We'll head, ladies and gentlemen, to a second overtime. This reminds me of the 3 overtime game we had last time.
Those who dare to answer the call. When the heat of adversity tempers the spirit, courage is not just taught, it's lived. Prepare to face the inferno, to conquer the chaos. Ignite your future. Enroll now at Florida Gateway College.
We're back here on FGC TV with the score, the Florida Gateway College Timberwolves 73, the Enterprise State Boll Weevils 73. Second overtime right now. The clock is running. Let's see what happens here, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if his voice will last another overtime. Will should win this one. Little travel there. But no call by the ref. They said it was fine. Wilson looked like he wanted the ball. Wolves are slowing this down. Castillo with nothing but jump ball. It will be the Boll Weevils' ball. Nice hustle by the Wolves. Double overtime here at the Howard Center. Watching FGC TV. Very physical game throughout. Very closely contested game. Nothing but Boll Weevils around the basket. And be called on Irvin. His third. And of course the Wolves' ninth team foul. No, that's fourth, Irvin's fourth. Gonna leave Irvin in there. I thought maybe they might take him out a couple plays. Boll Weevils make it 2. Head by 4 here at the Howard Center. Irvin almost loses the ball. He's fouled and he'll shoot 2 for the Timberwolves. Special shout out to Brandy Dean, who's watching the game on Facebook Live, FGC Facebook Live, Director of Financial Aid, one of the core fans here. Shout out to her. If you ever need financial aid or seeking financial aid, always reach out to the financial aid office here at Florida Gateway College. Blue white ball off of the Boll Weevils. Good call, puts Wolves back in the game. Coming back in for the Wolves is Mack. We'll be taking out Isaac Broxy. Wilson with the ball off to Castillo, back out to Wilson. Wilson to Irvin. He's hacked and he'll shoot 2 again. Let's see if he can make some this time, ladies and gentlemen. Has not been good at the free throw line this evening. Irvin makes his first one. Needed that one for the Wolves. Misses the second one. He's 2 for 7 tonight, ladies and gentlemen. It's been key. Spread out now. Both the offensive and defense here. Slow down a little offense. We're going to run a play, I think, the Boll Weevils. Castillo didn't see wide open Wolf. They're going back to the opposite way. Inexperience on the Timberwolves and the basket by the Boll Weevils. Foolish play, very young play, as you can see when they're pressing. Here comes the press again. Here comes the 10 seconds. Wolves need to get back into this thing. Way off, and Boll Weevils with the ball with a 5-point lead. Hanging on the basket is Boll Weevil. Castillo better slow it down for the Wolves. Wilson's going to try to take it, give it off to Castillo. Way off the mark. And a foul by Council running into the Boll Weevil. Game getting away from the Wolves here with 1:58 left here in the second double overtime. Rough fall there by the Boll Weevil. Six-point lead for the Boll Weevils, 80-74 with 1:58 left here in the second half. The second overtime. Making their free throws, the Boll Weevils. Nothing there. Shoes are coming off the Timberwolves here with 1:45 left here in the second overtime. Timberwolf ball still hustling with 1:37 left. Coming in for the Wolves will be Angelo Mack, replacing Irvin. Castillo's been cold all night. Rejected as Mack tried to take a shot. It will remain Wolves ball with 19 seconds on the shot clock. 1:26 left on the game clock. And the Wolves give it up to the Boll Weevils. See if the Wolves still play hard. Foul on Council for the Wolves. That's his third. Fourth on him. We don't know how many we have over the limit for the Wolves. Both teams way over the 10 limit. Very physical game here tonight for the Wolves and for the Boll Weevils. Boll Weevils all net. They take an 8-point lead here with 1:08 left. Make both 9-point lead. 3-possession game needed for the Wolves, and they just keep on pounding with that press, the Boll Weevils. Roxy there. Roxy's fouled. He'll shoot two. Double bonus for the Wolves. Roxy misses. Wolves with a 13-point lead early in the second half, and they just could not handle the press and the trap by the Boll Weevils. And came back in the game, and we're in our second overtime with the Wolves down by 8 with just under a minute left. Wolves with the steal. Wilson's going to try a three-pointer. Net. 78-83. Boll Weevils with the lead, and the Wolves take the lead. There's still heart in this young Timberwolf team. Still down by 5, but still in it. Be Boll Weevil ball with 50 seconds left here in the second overtime. With the Enterprise State Boll Weevils 83, the hometown Timberwolves 78. See if the Wolves foul, put them to the line. Boll Weevils will shoot 2. This will be a game of free throws now, ladies and gentlemen, to see if the Wolves can get back in it. Coming back in for the Wolves is Smith. Anton Smith, the freshman from Fort Pierce, Florida. And Jermaine Council for the Timberwolves have fouled out of the game, the 6'1" freshman from Lake Worth, Florida. Broxy with the basket. Timeout by the Wolves, with the Boll Weevils with a lead of 4 with 36 seconds left. 84-80. Keep here all at the action here on. And there's Broxy with the nice layup, nice action. Once again, special shout out to the FGC TV media crew, Lance Bass and all his crew out there. Do a great job. We have replays this year, especially for the Slam Bam Jams. The action is just as good on FGC TV as it is here at the Howard Center. Of course, we want you to hear live, but you get all the great action here on FGC TV. Boll Weevils will inbound the ball. The Wolves will try to trap and, if necessary, foul, but there's nobody there to foul. Foul on Smith. Boll Weevils will shoot 2. Third foul on Smith. Young Timberwolf team learning from the physicality of today's game, and that press, that's been the change of the game, is Wolves could not adjust in the second half to the physicality and the trap plays of the Boll Weevils. If the Wolves do lose, they'll have a shot at Enterprise Boll Weevils as a visitor later this semester. Boll Weevils make both of them up by 6. Wolves are still playing hard. Three-pointer by Smith, nothing there. Boll Weevils will do it. I think the Wolves will just let this clock end. Nope. Foul by Broxy with just 10 seconds left in the game. So Wolves will go to their 4th defeat of the season, and so far this season they'll be 2-4 with an upcoming game away this Saturday against Trinity Baptist at 4 o'clock in Jacksonville, Florida. Boll Weevils all net. 7-point lead for the Enterprise Boll Weevils with just 10 seconds left here in the second overtime here at the Howard Center. Main white ball with 8.9 seconds. Tough loss here at the Howard Center. First loss of the season here at the Howard Center. They'll be 2-1. Smith will take the bad pass, and that's been the story here at the Howard Center. And the final score of the game will be the Enterprise Boll Weevils 87, Florida Gateway College Timberwolves 80. You've been watching FGC TV. That's all, folks. The final score, the visiting Enterprise Boll Weevils 87, your hometown Florida Gateway College Timberwolves 80. We'll be back on the air next Tuesday, 7 p.m. That's all, folks.